Today we are talking about slope of a line and rate of change. Okay. And chapter 2, we are working on chapter 2, linear equations in two variables. And the slope is going to be very, very important to work on the equations of the linear equations in two variables, and also to graph the equations. It's going to be very helpful, very important to help us graph the linear equations in two variables. Have a look at these two slopes here. We have two examples of slopes, and on the left we have a stair, a set of stairs, right? It's very steep, it goes up, it's more difficult to climb it, right? To go up on these stairs. And on the right hand side you have a ramp. The slope is of a lesser value, is less, and is easier to climb, to go up, right? If you have people in a wheelchair, it's going to prefer to go over the ramp instead of going over the stairs. And we have two different slopes here, the stairs, the ramp, and to calculate, to find out the value of the slope, and this is the formula that I need you to memorize, to remember, to never forget. Slope equals rise over run. So this is the thing, the formula that I want you to memorize, to keep in your mind. From now on, if I say slope, you're gonna think rise over run. If I say slope of a line, rise over run. Slope of a ramp, rise over run. Slope of a stair, rise over run. Slope of a ladder, rise over run. Okay, this is going to be in your mind. Don't forget ever, rise over run. Memorize it. Okay, if I say slope, you're gonna say, and I can hear you, you're saying rise over run. I say slope, and you say, yes, rise over run. I can hear in your houses, you're saying rise over run. Don't forget ever this. This is very important, and actually it's going to allow you to solve 99% of all the problems that are related or involves slope. This formula, rise over run, allows you to solve 99% of the problems that talk about slope. And there are going to be lots of problems, lots of questions, especially regarding linear equations in two variables. Yes, yes it is. Moving on, moving to the next slide, because I'm going to calculate an example here. And let's take the stairs. The stairs, and we're going to apply here the formula of slope. Slope equals, and I forgot the formula. What's the formula of slope? Yeah, you're saying at home, rise over run. Thank you. Yes, you're saying rise over run. And this is the formula of slope. We're going to apply here to this stair. Okay, rise is always the vertical distance. Vertical distance here. This is rise. And the run is always the horizontal distance. This is going to be run. On this case, this example here, rise is going to be vertical distance 3 feet. And run is going to be this distance here, the horizontal distance, 4 feet. That means for this stair, the slope is going to be 3 over 4. Give me feedback. What do you think? Simple? Easy? It is easy. Actually, it's not difficult. It's going to be easy. And thank you, Cynthia. It's easy, right? And actually, you're going to apply this concept, this formula. Rise over run to stairs, to ramps, to hills, to linear equations. You're going to apply to linear equations. This same formula here, slope equals rise over run. Let's move to the next slide. Example. How to calculate, how to find the slope of the ladder against the wall. And I don't know how to calculate slope. I don't know what's the slope. I just know we have here the horizontal distance is 5, the vertical distance is 15 feet. Well, let's try to remember, what do you know about slope? I know that slope equals rise over run. And then you can solve the problem. Until you add all the steps. Oh, there's none. Yeah, so this is going to be rise. This is going to be run. We substitute here the numbers. So rise is 15. Run is 5. So slope equals 15 divided by 5, which is 3. Pretty easy, right? Very easy. Remember, rise over run, you solve most of the slopes problems. Any slope, you're going to apply this concept, this idea of rise over run. But just a few more things that we need to know. A few more things. And this is the problem, how to calculate. And check it out. We have on the linear equations, we also have rise over run. We have slopes. We will walk on the rectangular coordinate system. We will walk from the left to the right. Always from the left to the right. Okay, gonna walk always from the left to the right. Let's draw a guy here walking up this slope. And another guy here walking down. Oops, that's nice. What do you think? This slope on the top, there's two slopes here on the top. They are going up or they are going down? Remember that you always walk from the left to your right, to the left to your right. Tell me here in the chat, on the message, here on the top, is this guy going up or down? Is this guy here walking up the slope or down the slope? What do you think? Type in the chat, type the message. What do you think? Is going up or going down? And Cynthia said up. So here is up, right? Up. And the same thing. Here is less steep, but always, anyways, it's going to be up. It's up as well. And on the bottom, if you check this guy here, now this guy is going down, right? On the bottom, the guy is going down. On the bottom, the guy is going down. And this is also very important because when you go up, the sign of the slope is positive. When you go up, the sign of the slope is positive. And when you go down, the sign of the slope is going to be negative. If you go down, the sign of the slope is negative. This is one important piece of information to complete the slope knowledge. And one last piece is the next slide. Next slide. Tell me if you have any questions. But the last one is simple. Why, if you have an equation looking like this, m is a number times x plus b is another number. M is going to be the slope. The slope, rise over run, equals to m. This number here, if you have an equation like y equals to, and then the coefficient of x is always going to be the slope of the line. And that's it. Now we are ready to answer the questions from our quiz today. That's it. Let's try to solve the bell work first. And then you go to our quiz, okay? Let's try to solve the bell work. Maybe with this knowledge, all these things that we learn about slope, maybe we're going to be able to solve our bell work. And about the bell work, just one thing. About the bell work, a hint to solve the bell work here. Let me show a hint. Let me clean this up. And down. This 12%, if you have the hill, that means the 12% is going to be the slope. That means for each 100 horizontal distance of run, you're going to have 12 feet of rise in the hill. For each 100 that you walk horizontally, you're going to rise 12 feet on the hill. That is what means 12%, okay? And this is a hint to solve this kind of problem. Now you type your answers, type your guess. If you don't know how to calculate, never mind, you can type your guess, your feeling. What do you feel is the right answer? How long, what's the horizontal distance that the skater is going to travel if he goes all the way from the top of the hill to the bottom? And type your answers now. So the answer for our bell work is going to be run equals 360 times 100 over 12. And then we find the right answer, 3,000 feet. The first part of the quiz is to calculate. So the first part of the quiz, let's work on the quiz now. The first part of the quiz is this. Determine the slope. Pretty simple. Just remember that this kind of form here of the equation, y equals coefficient of x plus b. You just need to identify m, just need to find m, the coefficient of x, to actually find out the slope, because m equals the slope. And example, here on A, the coefficient of x is negative 2 over 3. This is this is m, right? This is m on this equation, and this is actually the slope. M equals negative 2 over 3. This is the slope. You're going to type negative 2 over 3 on your answer box on the quiz. And the same thing you have to do on letter B, C, D, all the way to H. The second part of the quiz, and let me show here one example, letter J. And this is something that I'm going to try to make it better, because I know it's difficult to see the graphs on Teams because they're too small. The next time I'm going to make it better, I promise. But here you have to count, you have to check rise over run. So I have here rise over run, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is rise. So m equals 7 over, and then you count run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 over 7. And this is going up, right? Is up, is a positive. So 7 over 7. Actually, you can simplify 7 over 7 as 1. Okay? This is how you work the first part and the second part. So I give you a few minutes, and if you have questions, you type here on the chat, and we can work together. All right? So let's work. Try by yourselves, but if you have any trouble, if you're stuck, type a message here on the chat box.